similar question. Our friend Mario up in Canada asked if you did want to learn to make a kilt yourself, is there a right way to do it? Is there, what's the best way to learn how to make a kilt if you're going to try and do it as a hobbyist?
Don't ask me. I have no idea what I'm doing.
We fake it all the time.
No,
Make
it's
it up as we go.
yeah.
Yep, pretty
For
much.
well, it's not far from the
I
truth. For me, it started off as a passion for wanting to wear a kilt, buying them, figuring, okay, I'm going to make these, and I can do it cheap, and that way I can have lots of kilts. So I just started making them. I still have my original kilt. I don't know if I'm ever going to let it see the light of day outside of
I really would love
here.
to see it. I would
But
love to see
it is horrible. It is yellow camouflage.
Oh, I have seen it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the joke was my buddy Brett saw it and said, "What are you trying to hide from, puss?" I mean, it is horrible. It is horribly sewn. I am embarrassed, but I love it for the fact that it was the first one I did. Now when I started sewing, I didn't know, literally my foray into sewing was sewing a pillow in home ec class in 7th grade, and it looked more like a football. And then I begged my mom. I had moved out of the house and begged my mom to, give me my grandmom's old sewing machine and tried, sewed it on that kind of thing. And I just got better and better over time. And as we started the company, I was looking at other companies' kilts and trying to figure out my engineering nature of my brain, trying to figure out how it was put together. And I got into a weird place of literally like garment construction in my brain. Every person that walked past, I was like analyzing how their pants were sewn and how they did that seam and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And it got awkward when I'm staring at a woman's blouse and I'm staring at the buttons and how they're doing this applique. I'm not staring at you. I'm staring at the thing, which even made it more insulting.
You can't win.
Yes,
You're not gonna
pretty
win
much.
that one.
But I just kind of figured it out myself and got better and better at it. And through adjusting kilts and kind of reworking things and redefining my own techniques, I reinvented the wheel every step of the way. So we have a particular way of sewing things here or constructing garments that is going to be slightly different than like Barb Tewksbury's book, The Art of Kilt Making, or than you're going to learn at a kilt making course at the Kilt Makery in Scotland. That being said, there's 100 different ways to skin a cat. You can make a kilt a lot of different ways. The definition of a kilt is a pleated garment worn to the knee, generally by guys in Scotland. So it's not like there's only one way to do it, one right way. There are better techniques, there are lesser techniques, there are people who skip steps and skip techniques altogether. That being said, there's no one way to do it. Some kilt makers offer classes. There's places in Scotland, as I alluded to. There's a kilt maker camp, as I said. Barb Tewksbury, wonderful, wonderful lady, has a book called The Art of Kilt Making, and she runs a camp in New York every other year with our buddy Steve Ashton. So there's a lot of different places to do it. There's online tutorials. You just have to have a passion for it and want to do it.
And the time to invest.
Yes, absolutely, the time to invest. The research time to invest, the time to actually make the thing, the patience to make the thing, which I still don't know how I had the patience to get to where I am now. Patience is not my virtue. So there's a lot that actually goes into it. It's very, very different from tailoring. It's garment construction, but there's no pattern pieces. It's all math, and it's all figuring it out. So it's just a matter of, do you want to do it a very, very traditional way? Do you want to make a contemporary kilt? Do you want to make more of an art piece like the people from Kilt This or Alt Kilt, where they make like avant-garde and utility kilts with like gears and stuff on them and bondage things on it and stuff? Do you want to do Kilt This up in Seattle?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's
I'm
my
just
point
amused
is,
whenever you mention bondage.
yes, of
anything.
course. But there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's not one style of kilt. It's whatever you want to do with it.
It's true. Yeah. So Mario, good luck. But that's the reason why this is a successful business, is because you're doing it. You're taking this massive project and you've turned it into a science so that people can just buy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what kilt makers do, I guess. Yeah, it really is. The devil is in the details.
Yeah.
Like
Being on this side of the Atlantic is a distinct disadvantage. You don't have a kilt maker in every town. You don't have an apprenticeship in every other town where you can just go and learn by sitting down and watching somebody and donating your time, and then they teach you how to do stuff. We're, the U.S. is a lot bigger than Scotland. So we're out here kind of on our own, left to our own devices, figuring it out and piecing it together. That's kind of how we got into it. And it was a lot longer of a process. We made a lot more mistakes, but I wouldn't have it any other way because I had to figure it out as I went along. So I understand every step of the process. I understand why you do every single thing. And it's more of an accomplishment when you do it yourself than if somebody just says, here's the manual, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Indeed.
It's been a long, strange journey.
It has. That it has. And we ain't done yet.
Nope.